Finally, a good female character. What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel and to another video. Today I'm going to be discussing my thoughts on Naruto Season 4, but I'm going to be breaking it up by arcs now that I kind of know that the seasons in Crunchyroll didn't really stop at a good spot. And this is the Tsunade Search arc, I believe is what it was called. And if you're new to the series, hi, my name is Hannah and I am watching Naruto for the very first time of my life. I started watching anime in 2020 and I had no interest in watching any of the big three for a couple of different reasons. However, I did decide to give Naruto a try just because I had a lot of friends who really loved it and constantly told me they think that I will very much like it. So I decided to give this one a go. And since this is my first time watching Naruto, I've been making videos about the arcs/seasons as I work through it, giving you my honest opinions and thoughts regarding the series. Now, since these are kind of reviews, keep in mind that this is really the only time and place where I will say things negative about something in case I didn't like it. So if you don't like something I say about it, it is okay. It is media, it is subjective. Having disagreements within media is what makes the world go round. However, I just ask that you keep it respectful in the comments. I am an outsider looking in on this show. I haven't gained that nostalgic love for it that a lot of you might have, so just keep that in mind. As always, I'll be splitting this video in two parts. I'll start with talking about the characters, then the plot, then my overall thoughts regarding the arc. But before we dive into today's video, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and like I said, leave a comment, your thoughts on this season of Naruto. You can also follow me on social media. I am at Hannah Malay on Instagram and at lookingnerdy on X and TikTok. With that, let's get into it. So last video about Naruto, I actually started with the plot, but this one I want to start with the characters because I found the characters to finally be like really good this season. And there were quite a few new ones that we need to get through, so let's talk about it. Number one was Itachi. Itachi is definitely a character that I've heard a lot about. I have seen plenty of pictures of him. It was not like oh, this is a brand new character that I've seen before when he popped onto the screen. Meaning that when he did, it actually was a little bit more exciting for me because I was extremely excited to see what's going to happen with him. And the few episodes that we got with him, oh my goodness. So first things first, the fact that he absolutely clapped Kakashi. I'm not going to lie. I have kind of seen Kakashi as a very invincible, strong, mysterious character so far. So to see him just instantly, end up completely unconscious, I was like, bro. And then you add to it the way he fought Sasuke, and Sasuke throughout the show has been kind of seen as the special character, the one that everyone wants because he's so strong, he's so gifted, he's so great. And to see him just get absolutely clapped by Itachi as well, which I was kind of expecting since I don't think Sasuke is as strong as Kakashi is yet just because of experience. But did Itachi show up with a bang? I'm very interested to see what happens. He was really only there for the first 10-ish, I think, episodes of it, but did he make a name for himself? Absolutely. He's another character that I can't wait to see what happens next with. I have definitely heard a lot of people say that they think he's the greatest written anime character of all time. So I know, again, that kind of statement is subjective, and I don't really like it when people say, this is the greatest written, because character writing is also subjective. So anyway. But so far, the wait and the anticipation for Itachi has paid off because man, oh man, is he interesting. He's kind of evil, but I feel like there's more to it than that. Let's talk about Tsunade. And this was so refreshing. If you've watched my videos previous to this, you might know that probably my biggest two issues with the show is the pacing, which is to be expected, and the way the female characters are written. Apparently, the author of Naruto has stated that they didn't know how to write female characters at all, so I guess that checks out. But you gotta learn. Just learn. Talk to people. Talk to women. And I don't know if they, talked to someone, but as soon as they introduced Tsunade, I was like, oh, here we go. We actually have a complicated female character who's also hella strong. In fact, she's one of the Sannin, which, fun fact, in case you didn't know, Sannin is 3 people, and it's 3 people. So whenever they were like, we're part of the 3 Sannin, I was like, we're part of the Sannin. We're part of the 3 people. What? Anyway, sometimes it's fun understanding a bit of Japanese when you watch anime. First of all, I felt like the way they wrote her character to struggle with choosing to side with Orochimaru and heal his arms or to fight him was actually very realistic because he brought up people that she loved. And while I think some people might see her actually struggling with that decision as a weakness or, oh, she was easy to kind of try and manipulate, I found that relatable. I think that people in real life, if they were given an opportunity to see people that they love that got taken from them very quickly or unexpectedly or even expectedly, but people that you love, a lot of people would be willing to give up a bunch of strangers over the people that they love. That's a very realistic thing to do. And for her to kind of have a back and forth with that and not know what she was going to do and have it really not be revealed until the moment she started fighting him, which I think was the moment she decided, I found very interesting. I think it does a good job at humanizing her character without just making her like a damsel in distress and weak, because Orochimaru, who's been seen as this incredibly powerful person, considering he killed the Kazekage and the 3rd Hokage. He's obviously very strong, the Sannin is very strong, and he needed her. The whole reason this happened is because he needed her strength, and I really liked that. This was definitely a great way to introduce a strong, independent female character who does things her own ways, has some issues, has some struggles, is human, but is also amazing. And to the point of how she was protecting Naruto and saving him. I mean, Naruto was like going into cardiac arrest and she was able to save him and protect him from Orochimaru, who was trying to kill him. So it was, in my opinion, one of the saving graces of the show so far. I really, really like her character so far. And I really, really like that the Sannin are considered to be such a powerful trio from their time, you know, when they were the Hidden Leaf and then Orochimaru became a rogue ninja, and they've kind of done their own thing. For them to incorporate such a strong female character in such a strong trio was a breath of fresh air. Also, her attendant, Shizune, I really like her as well. She seemed a little bit more kind of back to the side, kind of more of a narrator, but she was very strong, and even like Kabuto was like, whoa, bro, like she's very strong too. So I really like the introduction of her as the 5th Hokage as well. Like, I think it was the end of this season when she went out and did the ceremony and announced herself as the 5th Hokage. And I also think like her internal struggle to decide whether she wanted to be Hokage or not was true, because like, yes, you have to give up your own self-preservation and be willing to protect everyone. So I very, very, very much enjoyed this introduction to her. I also want to just say that Naruto is getting a lot less annoying to me. I still find the Date Bayo annoying, but I think that's going to be there for the rest of it. That's just the way he talks. But he's definitely learning and growing. He is not seeming like this just kind of dumb kid anymore. Like, he's shown his talent. He's finally learned this Rasengan, which I've heard so much about, and when they said that, I was like, oh my gosh, it's Rasengan! Like, but I do think he's developing very well. I would say he's still not my favorite character. I can't really tell you who my favorite character is after this arc, just because I think it was leaning towards Rock Lee, but Rock Lee is still kind of out of it, so we'll see. But Naruto is developing quite well, and I like that he had a thing or two to say to Tsunade, which kind of helped her realize who she really was and realize that she needed to take on the Hokage. Overall, I gave the characters a 9 out of 10 in this arc. It was by far the best one so far, with character developments. The new characters introduced were all very interesting, and they didn't overload it like the Chunin exam. I felt like I could really spend time, even though Itachi was at the very beginning. He made such a statement, and then I just got to spend time with Tsunade, and it just really, really helped me find love for these characters and want to cheer for them. So great job this season on characters. Now, as far as the plot goes, this plot was a pretty basic plot. Try and find Tsunade, find her, try and persuade her. Oh, there's the bad guy is also trying to persuade her. She has to decide. We end in a fight. And then we decide to become Hokage. That's kind of what the plot was. But I do think it progresses the story well. Obviously, the Hidden Leaf Village is very, very weak right now because of the invasion, so it'll be interesting to see how much farther she can go with her healing abilities. I guess that's one thing I would say I wish they'd done differently if I go back to characters, is I'm not the biggest fan of the strong female character being a healer. It kind of reminds me of Avatar: The Last Airbender, when like Katara very much fought against that because she wanted to be a fighter, not a healer. However, Tsunade has enough fighting abilities that I didn't feel like it was just obvious that she's a damsel in distress unless she's healing. So the plot is very straightforward, but it introduced us to enough characters. It built a lot of lore around Itachi in those first 10 episodes, and Sasuke as well, because Sasuke's going through it. Sasuke is a very complicated person. Or you could actually say that he's very straightforward, that he has one thing on his mind and it is revenge, and I think that that's continuing. I think Sasuke is definitely on his way to possibly becoming a villain or something along those lines, which would be really sad. However, I think that it can definitely happen. But the pacing of this arc was really, really good. It didn't feel like we took too much time on anything. I never felt like anything just slowed majorly down. And I was fully in the entire time. I would say that, do I like this one better than the invasion arc? Maybe not. I feel like there was a little bit more nuances behind the invasion and how that worked, and there was a lot more mystery. However, this season still held its own, and I would give the plot an 8 out of 10. So my overall thoughts on the Tsunade search arc was very positive. I have to reiterate, I was very happy to see a strong female character show up and actually become the 5th Hokage, which I'm really excited to see what happens next with her with that. I was really happy to see her attendant also be a very strong female. I loved the interactions between Naruto and Tsunade, and Jiraiya just still kind of being silly but a great guy. Naruto learning the Rasengan was really interesting. Naruto's just development so far has been really good. The action sequences were great. I felt like the choreography was good, the animation is still quite good for its time, and the start with Itachi was just so mind-boggling. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. There's a lot of mystery involved with him. It'll be interesting to see if Kakashi's gonna become a lot stronger to try and help fight Itachi. I don't know if Itachi is gonna become like the main villain, or if it's gonna stay with Orochimaru, because he definitely still seems like the main villain, because we had to be reminded that he was still in existence. Honestly, the season was really, really good. So, since it was a 9 and an 8, I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10 overall. Again, a thumbs up. I'm really, really glad we've moved on from the Chunin exam, because honestly, the only time I felt bored or annoyed was really during that, and then like a couple moments during the Hokage versus Orochimaru fight during the invasion. But this was a very enjoyable season, and I'm very much looking forward to what happens next. But that is it for today's video. If you like this video, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment your thoughts on this season of Naruto. Just as always, keep it respectful. You can also follow me on social media. I am at Hannah Malay on Instagram and at lookingnerdy on TikTok and X. But with that, thanks so much for watching. Mata ne!